Diffuse gas detectors. So we've got an example here of a Honeywell product. It's a BW Microclip XL, right, and it's got a 4-span gas system on it. So it's looking for oxygen, it's looking for LEL, and it's referenced off methane as the gas, and then it's looking for 2 toxic gases, carbon monoxide and H2S. So a very common configuration in the UK and used as personal atmospheric monitors, or issued out to every entrant that's going into the confined space to wear and look after themselves in there. It's important as Rescue 3 instructors that we're very familiar with this equipment and how it works and how to maintain it, because we need to tell our students about this. All right, and one thing you should certainly be comfortable doing, all right, is taking the unit apart. Different gas detectors, you'll do this slightly differently, but all of that available from the manufacturer's instructions that come with it. And effectively it's held on with 6 screws on the back plate, which you would just unscrew with a suitable screwdriver, and then that will give you the ability to remove the back plate. All right, and we have to change the back plates on ours reasonably regular, because these brackets on here get broken either on training when people are a bit ham-fisted or out on site, and there's no way that you can replace that unit. You have to replace the whole back plate, which is a bit of a pain really, because you have to peel these stickers off and move those across. Once you're inside, on these BW micro clips, the motherboard, for want of a better phrase, is screwed to the front cover by 2 screws. I've already pre-removed those to make this easy. And just be a little bit careful. What you have is that little blue unit there is actually the vibrator for the alarm system, and that will just fall out. If you're not sure, check back with the manufacturer's instructions or a YouTube video, or of course just take a photograph of this. But once you've taken those screws out, the whole motherboard should just be able to come out from the gas detector. And why is it important that we need to be able to get to this? Well, you need to break it down like this if you're going to clean the gas detector to start off with, because you don't want to be using any sort of like cleaning agents or stuff around here, right, which might affect the quality of the sensors. Also, these components do get damaged, the screen might get damaged, so you want to be able to change them out. But most importantly, this area here is the primary filter. All right, and we assess the primary filter by looking through these ports to see what kind of condition it's in, and that's end user serviceability. So it's just stuck down with a little rubber gasket, so you can just peel those off and put a new one on if you need to. And you want to be talking to your students certainly about looking at these ports and making sure that they're clean and in good condition. So that's the way you take the gas detector apart. If you want to change any of the filters out, and I'm just going to hold that vibrator in there by doing that. If we turn over to this side, you can see that we've got the oxygen sensor here, we've got the LEL sensor above it, we've got the carbon monoxide sensor here, and we've got the H2S sensor here. Now the oxygen, the H2S and the carbon monoxide are all electrochemical sensors, and on this detector the LEL is a catalytic bead detector. So these are all end user sort of like functions. You can remove these, put a new one in, okay, from a reputable supplier. All right, and then you would need to then just calibrate the gas detector to bring that online, okay, and make a record in your records system that you've done that activity. So again, that's all end user work that you should be capable of doing and understanding. Would I be telling students how to change filters on a confined space entry and rescue course? Of course not. So, but instructor knowledge, you need to be there. What is helpful is to have an example of an old sensor that you can show them so they can understand what's going on, because each sensor, and this is an old oxygen sensor, has its own filter on the top of it as well. So you'll just build up those resources as you go. So that's our basic gas detector sort of like setup. What can be very helpful and with these BW micro clips, the way that you connect them into the software to manage them is with this infrared port, which then just clips into the charging port on the gas detector, and then you just need a jump lead, USB lead, to attach that to your computer. And you go to the manufacturer's site and download the software, the Fleet Manager software, so that you can get into the settings of this. Because one of the things I like about the BW Microclip is there's not an awful lot the end users can mess about with in terms of changing settings. All right, so it's fairly robust from that point of view, but you have all that functionality.